Hello, 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 my friends. What is up? I'm Alexandra, founder of Life with Herpes. I'm excited to be live with you today. It's almost Halloween. Oh my goodness. Where did October go? The year is almost over. Whew. Okay. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to hear about fiscal years. You're not here about the year over, about the year being over. You're here to talk about herpes, right? That's why we're here. So let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about herpes. Let's talk about HSV1. Let's talk about HSV2. Let's talk about being diagnosed. Let's talk about what it's like to get the call from your doctor or the email or the text or whatever it is. Let's talk about what it's like to look down and see something that you're like, OMG, what is this? This can't possibly be herpes. Let's hope it's something else. So this is your opportunity to ask your questions. This is your opportunity to dive deep. This is your opportunity to ask those questions that you're like, I don't know how to ask it. Maybe I've posted a video about it, but this is an opportunity for you just to, those are fun fireworks. There's the opportunity for you to do that. So yesterday in our support group call, so I have a support group. I've had it since 2017 from people all over the world. And what we do is we talk about anything from supplements, from being diagnosed, to dating, to rejection, to what is HSV1, what is HSV2, how do I go about it? Anyways, one of the things that we were talking about yesterday, which I thought was so interesting, was that we all talked about how we thought we dodged a bullet when we were being diagnosed, whether our practitioner said for the women, oh, I think it's a UTI, whether your results came back negative. There was a guy in the group, he's like, yeah, my results came back negative, so I thought I was good. Another girl in the group, she's like, my results came back negative. I went on and hooked up and carried on. And then I got the phone call a few weeks later saying, oh, oops, accidentally, we were wrong. You actually are positive. So we all talked about how we thought we dodged a bullet. We all thought that we didn't have herpes. And then it turns out that we did. And the question that I asked everybody in the group was, had it not been herpes, had it been a scare, a very close scare, would you have gone at life differently? Would you have gone, okay, I had the scare. Now I know that I need to be more careful or I need to be more responsible. And all of us answered no. All of us answered no. We thought that we were fine. We all thought we were going about being responsible in the right way. So one girl was like, I was in a relationship. I had dated this guy for 6 months. Like I had nothing going on. I dated him for 6 months. Another guy was like, no, I totally would have kept doing my guy thing. Would have just been out at the bars doing my normal thing. The other woman in the group, she was like, no, I thought I was totally cool. I thought I was being responsible. And in my case, I was in a relationship. I thought for sure it was a UTI. There's no way it was going to be HSV. There's no way it was going to be herpes. So my point is that would be a really good question to ask yourself. Do you think that if you had received oops, you're not HSV positive, do you think that you would be going about it differently? All right, I'm going to go back and answer the questions that have come in. I see tons of questions that came in while I was telling the story or asking this question to you guys. I'd love to hear your response below. Like, would you be acting differently if you got like the alarm, like the false, I don't know, if you thought you got the scare and you're in the clear, would you be doing things differently? Do you have a partner in this life? I do have a partner. I am married. I have a husband. My anniversary is next week. It'll be 7 years that I've been married. And post being diagnosed with herpes, because that's always a good question. So I stayed with the guy that I got herpes from. I stayed with him for 2 years. I dated him for 2 years because I didn't have the self-worth. I didn't believe that I was good enough. I didn't believe that anybody else could love me. So I stayed with him even though it wasn't the right relationship for either one of us. I take blame for my 50% of the relationship. It wasn't right for us. Then I dated another young man, another guy. Gosh, I don't even know, maybe 2 years. a year. I can't remember. I dated him. He did not have herpes. I dated him for a year. And then my husband and I started dating, and then we've been together 10 years. We will be married 7 years. So I do have a husband. I am a mommy. I have a little boy. He's 4 years old. So I have a 4-year-old, and I plan on having another vaginal delivery soon. So herpes has not held me back in any way. It's not impacted my marriage. It's not impacted my relationship. It's not a part of our marriage. Are there times we cannot be intimate? Of course. But are there times in a marriage you're not going to be intimate because something else is going on? Of course, right? So I just want you all to take that with a grain of salt. Are you positive for 1 or 2? I have both. I have HSV1 oral and I have HSV2 genital. I've had HSV1 oral since 2003 and HSV2 genital since 2011. HSV1, I've had 5 oral outbreaks. My second outbreak was 14 years later. It was when I was a bride. So I was really stressed, I guess, being a bride, I guess. So that's when I got my second oral outbreak. And then I would say HSV2 outbreaks, I get probably 6 times a year. I don't know. Yeah. Mine don't hurt. Yeah, mine don't really hurt anymore either. There are times that I get a whopper and you're like, whoa, what just happened? Where did that come from? But in general, I know where it came from. It came from me being stressed. It came from me not taking care of myself. It came from me having a stressed out nervous system and not taking care of my nervous system. Oops. Guys, if you don't have herpes and you're watching this and you know someone that does, please feel free to forward this information, share it. I love the hearts. Thank you. Is it hard to distinguish between ingrowns versus outbreaks? So for me, no. And the reason why, well, I don't get ingrowns, so that's one reason. I don't have ingrowns. But for me, I would say, okay, so what's difficult for me from time to time to identify is it a normal tear, like that area can down there or on your lips can tear, right? It's tissuey, it can tear. Is it just a tear from friction, right? From intimacy? Did I bite my lip? Did I peel something? You know how you can like peel your lip, bite your lip. So for me, how I distinguish it is the nerve. The nerve pain, it's something like, ooh, there's just a little more sting to it. There's just a little more oomph to it than just a normal like paper cut, let's say. Paper cut kind of goes away. It doesn't sting per se. It doesn't get you, where like the herpes just has a nerve, and that's personally for me. So that's how I distinguish the difference. I would have never known if I didn't force them to test me. I would much rather know, even though I hate it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, most of us don't know we have herpes. Most of us don't know that we are HSV positive. 90% of the people with genital herpes down there don't know they have herpes. Just because they're either not getting tested, they don't have outbreaks, their outbreaks are far and few between, or they may not be on the actual genitals. They may be on your hamstring, they may be on your tailbone, they may be on your butt, they may be below your belly button, they may be in all these other locations that you're like, well, that's not herpes because it's not on my hoo-ha. So anyways, are you pregnant? Yes, I am. I'm very pregnant. Very, very pregnant. I am 38 weeks pregnant. I'm having a baby. Pregnant. Yes, with my second child. I'm pregnant with baby number 2. And I thought I had to wear this because, duh, it's super cute. Like, how often? I mean, you don't get to wear this that often. Personally, if I had HSV2, you would act 100% different. Yeah, you would act different if you had herpes. What would be different? Would you disclose? Would you date? How would that be different? Sadly, you got herpes as a child. You mean, did you get oral herpes or genital herpes as a child? I've just found out after being with my partner for 9 months I had that story yesterday with somebody on our support group call. She was with her partner for 6 months and just got it. Most likely your partner didn't know he had it, or she didn't know she had it. Most people are asymptomatic. Most people don't know they have it because we're not getting tested for it. And then that's how it gets transmitted. I'm really sorry, Danielle. But what you're doing right here, being on this call or being on this live, educate yourself, surround yourself with people that are aware of what they have, aware of it, and you can communicate and you can talk about it. When do you tell when you meet someone? We just talked about this probably for 45 minutes on our support group call last night. There was a young woman. I don't know why I'm saying young man, young woman. There was a girl on our call that she disclosed, and the guy was like a total douche to her. I'm not saying guys are douches. I'm saying this particular situation was a douche. Because girls can be nasty. Guys can be douches. We all know that. And this guy was a douche, and it totally set her back. And so as a community, as a group, we all talked about it because she was like, should I just put it on my dating profile? And here's some things that came up, and here's some things I want you specifically to address if you are looking at disclosing. Number one, what do you want? I don't know what this is, by the way. What do you want? Are you DTF? Is it casual? Is it hookups? Is it something that's just super casual and you want to be DTF? Then I would say, yeah, put it on your dating profile because it's not something serious. It's just a transaction, right? It's getting your itch scratched. That's all it is, right? So if that's the case and there's no emotion behind it and it's just pretty much getting your itch scratched, then yeah, go right out and tell people you have herpes because it's not an emotional attachment. If this is something where you're like, no, I am looking for a relationship, I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking for somebody to date, I'm looking to have something more than just DTF, getting my itch scratched, then personally, I would just decide who deserves me. Do you even deserve to know I have herpes? Do you even deserve to take me out for coffee? Do you even deserve that time, right? So you need to decide what it is you want, and then that decides when you disclose. Because you may go out for coffee, you may go out for dinner, you may go out for a walk, you may go to the beach, you may go, I don't know, it's Halloween, you may go to the pumpkin patch and pick out pumpkins with this guy or girl or whatever, and go, I don't even want to sleep with you. So why would I even tell you? Yeah, it was fun to go get pumpkins. It was fun to go have the apple cider at the pumpkin patch, but that's it. You were a fun apple cider date, right? So decide what you want and then personally decide, is this person deserving of knowing something so intimate about me? When those answers are yeses, that's when you disclose. That's when you have the conversation. Again, if this is just to be a transaction and it's just get your itch scratched, put it out there. Who cares? Because who cares? It's not anything serious. But when it is something serious, you need to decide. So decide what you want. That was a long answer for you. Do you guys agree with me on that? Or do you guys think you should just like put it out and say? I'm super curious. How do I get on the support call? Okay, so if you go to TikTok's going to get upset with me. I have a link somewhere that you could find. My company's called Life with Herpes. So if you go there, you will find it. Or you can go anywhere that's Life with Herpes and find it. And it's called the Secret Society, or it's the support group It is a monthly, I really can't talk about it because TikTok gets mad at me and then I get suspended. So it is a group that you can join. It's beautiful because there's people from all over the world. We had someone from Africa. We had someone in Australia. We had people from all of the United States. I just love our calls because we have a lot of people from Australia right now. I just love it because we're all so different based on where we're calling from, right? Based on our background, based on our culture, based on our language, yet we're all brought together on one thing, and it's healing from this diagnosis. I have 2 breakouts in the last 4 days on your lips. Okay, so here's what I would suggest. If you're getting back-to-back outbreaks, there's a lot going on. So I'm going to talk about it energetically, and I'm going to talk about it health-wise. Number 1, there's a thing called lysine, there's a thing called arginine, there's a thing called, and we have an immune system. We all know about what immune system is. If you're getting back-to-back outbreaks, number 1, you most likely, I'm not a doctor, most likely your immune system is effed. It's shot. It's on overdrive. It's hanging on for dear life. Because if you're getting back-to-back outbreaks, it can't be in control of it. Your immune system should be able to recognize what an outbreak is, have an outbreak, and then take care of it. You shouldn't be getting back to back. Have I been there? I've been there. Not orally, but generally, I've been there where you get back to back to back and you're like, okay, Alexandra, what's going on? So number 1, your immune system. Number 2, lysine. So lysine is an essential amino acid. It's a protein that you consume. You consume it from consuming foods that are high in lysine. You can Google it. I also have a PDF download that lists out the foods for you as well. I can't really tell you where to find it, so hopefully you can be creative and find it somewhere. This is also a supplement you can take, lysine, essential amino acid protein. What it does is it helps block the replication of the HSV virus. So when the virus is in there, it's replicating, it's producing, it is fueling, it's fueling itself. This helps block the fuel, for lack of better words. It helps. It's not an end-all, be-all, but it helps. The next thing I would look at is your nervous system. This is something in the last year I've been particularly attuning myself to, particularly learning about. When our nervous system is stressed, you're going to have outbreaks. When your nervous system is in fight or flight, other parts of your body are going to suffer. It all goes back to just our animalistics. We're animals. We are needing to survive. So if your body feels it's in survival mode, if your body's trying to survive, it's not going to worry about a herpes outbreak. It's not going to worry about rest and digest. You're not going to be digesting the best way possible. You're probably going to be having constipation or tummy aches or things like, or diarrhea or all these other things going on in your life. Now we're going to stick straight to herpes, but that's probably what's going on. I also have an awesome free video that you can watch. Again, I can't really tell you where to go, so use your imagination. That talks about the importance of calming your nervous system. That talks about, gives you ways to calm your nervous system. And we, as people that have herpes, will get outbreaks. People that don't have herpes, maybe they get migraines. Maybe they have IBS. Maybe they have other things going on, but for us, we get outbreaks. That's what I would suggest. Danielle, you're saying he doesn't want to get a blood test. He said it's not going to make a difference. Okay. How are you with that? You're scared to hug your kids. Don't be scared to hug your kids. I hug and kiss my little boy all the time. If you have HSV2 and give it to someone, can that person reinfect you? No. You can't pass it back and forth. It's not a bacterial infection. So like a bacterial infection or like a fungal infection, like if you get a yeast infection, like you could pass that back and forth, right? You could get rid of it and give it to someone, then you get it back because it's fungal. Your body, you can reinfect yourself. Virus, you create antibodies. You can't reinfect yourself with the same virus if you have the antibodies. If you don't have the antibodies, yes, you can reinfect yourself with it. So you'd want to have a positive IgG antibody test. Of course, I'm not a doctor. ask your doctor, see what your doctor says. You read that if they have an outbreak, it can trigger. So this is something that I've heard that as well. I've heard that from like friends. They're like, no, like if my sister has a cold sore and I have a sip of her coffee, I always get a cold sore. And I'm like, I think it's just coincidence, because it's a virus that your body already has. So I would again ask your doctor and see what your doctor says. I'm not a doctor, but once you have the virus, you have it for life. Now, like, I don't test it out when my ex-boyfriend that gave me herpes, when he had an outbreak, I didn't like get up all in it and test it out and see if I was going to get an outbreak. No, I didn't play around with it. When I see people with cold sores, I'm not like, hey, can I have a sip of your beer? Not that I drink beer anymore, but I don't try it out. I let them just kind of do their thing. Could they reinfect you in another body part, like hands? So again, if you have the antibodies, you are not going to reinfect yourself. If you don't have the antibodies, yes, you can reinfect yourself on other body parts until you have the antibodies. It takes your body up to about 12 weeks to create antibodies. Emma says she has it. She takes the antiviral and hasn't given it to her boyfriend. That's awesome. So I understand that it's your first breakout and you're scared to hug your kids. I totally understand that. Your babies love you. They don't care that you have herpes. They just need you. They need you to be there. They need you to hug. They need you to be their mommy. So herpes doesn't care. Like, they don't care that you have herpes. How did I get herpes? Well, I could give you the smart ass way. No. HSV1, I went on a date and my date had a cold sore and my date kissed me. I was 20 years old. That was a big deal to be kissed. Like, we weren't kissing. I went on a date. My date kissed me. I backed up. I was like, no, and he still kissed me. So that's how I got HSV1. I wasn't like, that's how that happened. HSV2, I dated a guy that didn't know he had herpes. So that's how I got HSV2. He didn't know. So we were intimate and I got it. So that's how I got both. I'm so grateful you're talking about this. Thank you. I'm grateful you're here. You got diagnosed January. You've had 3 out of 3 breakouts, but not almost as having one. That's awesome. Can you use lysine when pregnant? No, I do not. My doctor said I could, but you know, I don't take it. Well, I don't take anything that I don't need to take while I'm pregnant. I do not take the antiviral. I am taking it now because I'm going to have a baby in a couple of days. So I do want to have a vaginal birth. And so I am taking the antiviral daily at this point, but I did not take it at all during my pregnancy up until the last month. I feel like, hey, you can't eat a turkey sandwich when you're pregnant. You can't have sushi when you're pregnant. You can't do all sorts of things when you're pregnant. Why would I take a drug or why would I take a vitamin that I don't necessarily need? I just want only the important things going to my baby. You have post-herpetic nerve damage from the first outbreak, and now it's been horrendous, numbing down there. Doctor doesn't know if it'll go back to normal. Back to what I was talking about, nervous system. This is all nervous system. It's your nerves. It's your nervous system. I would do some research on supplements that can help your nerves. I believe, this is not my field, but my husband has nerve damage or nerve issues, not from herpes. But magnesium has helped him tremendously. Taking magnesium at night has helped him tremendously. So I would look into that. I would also look into calming your nervous system, ways to calm it down, because that's all it is. It's just your nervous system. I have a video on it. You can go check it out if you go to my website. Prodromes can be, it can be itchy, tingly, it can be nerves, it can be sore throat. Well, that's a symptom. Prodrome can be, yeah, it can be triggered from like nerves, itchy, maybe like a spider's walking on your skin type of sensation. Speaking of an itch on my belly. Okay. What's the difference between HSV1 and HSV2? They're just, the viral DNA is just different. HSV1 is more common. 2 out of 3 people have HSV1. 1 out of 6 have HSV2. HSV1 is more commonly associated with oral herpes. HSV2 is more commonly associated with genital herpes, but they're essentially the same thing. Can you get one outbreak and not get one again? Yep. You can get one and never have one again. You can get herpes and have your first outbreak 40 years later. I think I'll just get less outbreaks and they don't hurt. Yeah. As you go on with having the virus in your body, you have less and less outbreaks. Can you take lysine if you're pregnant? No. Well, you can't. I don't. You can ask your doctor. So I take lysine every day. Yes, not when I'm pregnant, but I take lysine every single day. It's a non-negotiable for me. I take lysine, I take monolaurin, and those are 2 things that I take to help support my immune system and help support my outbreaks. For the pregnant question, they give you antivirals at 36 weeks. Yeah, they give you antivirals in the last month of your pregnancy. Can you get an outbreak while pregnant? Absolutely. You can get outbreaks while you're pregnant. And in fact, a lot of pregnant women do get more outbreaks just because your body's stressed. Have I ever taken Valtrex? No, I've only taken the generic, which is the valacyclovir. I've never taken Valtrex. Do you see a difference after starting the lysine and monolaurin? I do see a difference, a big difference. Is the antiviral harmful over time? That's something I would ask your doctor. I've heard both responses. I've heard some doctors say it's totally fine. And I've heard other doctors say, no, you shouldn't take it every day. So I'm gonna defer to your doctor. For me personally, I can talk about what I've done personally. I do not take the antiviral. Again, I'm taking it right now because I want to have a vaginal delivery. But I do not take the antiviral because I don't want to take anything. I don't even take Tylenol. I don't take aspirin. I don't take anything that I don't need. I don't put anything in my body that I don't need to take. I'm a very, very clean, you could call me granola, whatever. I make my own sourdough. I make bone broth. I make my own. My husband's like, I don't know who you are. You could call me a trad wife if you want. You could call me a traditional wife. I make everything. I don't buy processed stuff. I don't put that in my body. I don't give that to my son. My husband eats Cheez-Its and M&Ms, but I don't provide them. He eats them outside the house. So no, I don't take any sort of medication I don't need to take. So I don't take the antiviral. Am I scared of cancer? No, I'm not. Why would I be scared of cancer? Is there any way chlamydia can make you positive for HSV2? No. Chlamydia is bacteria. HSV2, herpes simplex virus, is a virus. So bacteria and viruses are 2 different things. If you start taking lysine, will you still get outbreaks? You can, yeah, but it will help. It'll either make them farther and fewer between, or it'll make them less severe. Plan for delivery. My plan is to push this baby out. My son, I was at the hospital from Tuesday to Thursday. That was a long time to be in labor. I'm hoping with this baby, it's a much swifter labor. I'm doing all the like old wives' tales of like eating pineapple and dates and avocados and walking and doing all those hip openers. So we'll see. All right. How young did I test positive? So for HSV1, I tested positive orally at 20, and HSV2, I was 28. So I was in my 20s. All right, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you. I'll be live. Let's see, I have a OBGYN. I'll appointment tomorrow. I'll see what I can do about being live tomorrow, but I will do my best to be live. And thanks for joining me. Stay tuned for this baby. I don't know what I'm having, so any guesses would be fun. Do you always have sores? No, you don't always have sores. You're not walking around like a Goonie. I think I just dated myself. Probably you guys don't even know who the Goonies are. If you are born in the late 90s or 2000s, you don't know who the Goonies are. Okay. Will you be doing more lives? Yes, I'm doing more lives. All right. Can you answer the transmission question? I didn't see it, Bella. Ask me again, and I'll stay while you type it, and then I'll go. Does your cold sores ever bleed? Gosh, I don't get them often enough to really be able to answer that. I think it's a no. You think I'm having a girl? Alexander, do you think you should disclose cold sores before kissing? So here's the thing. I never did. With that being said, now that I know that I have cold sores, yes, I would. I would disclose that. With that being said, if I were ever to be single again, I don't plan on it, but if I were to be single again, I would be very careful. I just am in this point of like, I don't want to randomly kiss somebody. Again, I'm married. I'm obviously in a very different state. But yeah, I would be very careful about who I share saliva with at this point in my life. And I would disclose. I would at this point in my life. Most people have herpes. Anyone that you're going to kiss has already been exposed to it. You're not the first person that they are going to kiss that has herpes. So that's another thing to consider. But doing your due diligence, you do have to disclose at some point that you have HSV orally, because when you do things with your mouth down there, you can transmit it. I wanted to lower transmission. Should I do antiviral or lysine? So that's going to be up to you and your doctor, number one, Bella. The antiviral is FDA proven to lower the transmission rate by 48%. So it's going to bring the transmission rate down to a very, very low chance of transmission. It's going to lessen your outbreaks. It's going to lessen your viral shedding. It's going to lessen prodrome. It's going to lessen the chance that you're going to transmit herpes. And it's proven, and that's why it's an FDA drug. Lysine is not a drug. It is a protein. There are lots of studies. You can go check them out on like PubMed. Have you ever gone to PubMed? There's studies that you can read, or there's studies you can research that will give you information on that. I have tried to post them here, and unfortunately those videos get taken down, so I cannot talk about them. So I'm going to say do your own research. On November 11th, I do have a special guest speaker in my community on the 11th at our 5:30 p.m. support group. It's 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. If you are a member of our secret society support group and you join that call, he will be talking about this information on lysine. So he's an expert in lysine. To join our support group, you are going to have, I get in trouble when I direct people off the platform. My company is called Life with Herpes. You'll have to look it up. If you join our support group on the 11th, we have a live call that you can ask those questions specifically. So lysine does help. It's not an FDA drug. So that's the best answer I can give you. Transmission. So obviously if you have less outbreaks, you're going to have less risk of transmission. I guess it's just how I would say it. All right. I will see you all soon. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For the gender, are you trying to surprise yourself? Yes, I don't know what I'm having. So we'll see. We'll see what I have. Any guesses? I love guesses. All right, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.